I must change today. Those are the words that you say when you finally accept who you are and you know your identity, your purpose in the world, and then you decide to live it. And that is a change. That's going to be a definite change that you will experience in your life. And we're all going to experience some of those changes now. And you may have felt it. You might have felt yourself moving in different directions, doing different things. And yeah, that's what's happening because the world is changing. We have a planetary change that is happening right now. So it's been chaotic. And I didn't talk about it in this real way because I had to completely accept it myself. See, what I am is a mystic and a sage. I had this information. I'll tell you where it started today. When I got up this morning to do my meditation, which I do every day, and to receive information, I received information that said, you misinterpreted the Mayan calendar. Now, if you remember I don't know, I didn't know anything about it, quite honestly. You'll see that as well. But in 2012 was when people thought the world was going to end because the Mayan calendar ended, and so people interpreted that as being the end of the world. And I didn't know anything about it, but when I first started talking about 2012, people told me, Roger, don't you know that's when the Mayan calendar ended? I said, no, I don't know. And the reason I didn't know is because I have the ability to receive information, spiritual, galactic, whatever you call it. I receive information. And it was surprising to me as well. But what I've done is receive something that could change anyone's life. And I had to come to really understand that. We are moving through this change, and so many of us are aware of this. There are many people on the earth now who are quite aware of what's happening, and they're aware also that they're supposed to help some of the others move through this period because it's going to be emotionally challenging. It's very difficult. You felt it already the last several years. We've wondered what's happening. Why are we having all of this disruption? It's because we're trying to create a new world. So when I wrote that message this morning about the Mayan calendar, and I go, that's interesting. Why am I talking about that today? And then it all became clear. I go to post the message on Facebook, and one of my memories came up, and it was a channeling session that I had done last year on the solstice on December 21st, and I started listening to it, and it was shocking to me. You see, I don't remember what comes through. I didn't remember all the stuff that I wrote. I didn't remember putting together the work that I did in my program. I didn't remember that because I received the information intuitively, but it always works. It's what I've used to completely transform my life. So it would obviously be that. Whoever we are, whatever we've lived, we've gained something. It's going to be different for every single person, but it's probably going to come up now. And if you're not embracing who you're supposed to be, this period is going to be challenging. As I listen to that recording, and I'll put a link here so you guys can see it. But when I listen to that recording, I go, how could I have ignored this? Because I didn't remember. And then at the end of it, someone was asking a question and they brought up horse. And I go, what is that? This is after I'm out of my trance, after I'm out of doing my receiving Wilhelm, because I don't remember most of the times what's coming through, except it's always really accurate, and except it works. And it's funny when you watch this, because I sit there for a second, because when somebody brought up this horse, I go, what are you talking about? And they said, Wilhelm just told us. I didn't remember that. I didn't hear it because I'm not always there. We have different abilities. Every single person. Mine happened to have been the ability to receive information. And it was the information that allowed me to completely change my life, from transforming physical things, like I've said many, many times, addictions, problems, emotional things, everything. My entire life. That's the only reason that I'm sitting here now at 72 years old. And what I'm supposed to do is give to other folks. Because see, that's how we evolve. And that is the period that we're all moving in now. And when I told people that I have something that will completely transform your life, people couldn't believe that. No, it's not possible. It is possible, and I know that now. And what I'm doing now is I'm extending it. We're going to be moving through this for a while, as I've always said. And before I was just going to do this video, my friend Cam sent me a video, which she always does, right at the right time, explaining this from an astrological and a scientific standpoint. I did the other one where we talked about the what is the fifth dimension, because that's where we are moving. We're moving into something different. And when you're not grounded into who you are, you're going to have trouble. If you're not focused on what you're supposed to do in this world now, because you have something, it's going to be a problem. And what I was given was a path, was a way for people to walk through every difficulty, every challenge, to come to this place where you're just loving yourself, because that's what we need in the world now, where you're prosperous. You will understand if I'm going to put that video there so you can see it as well. From this Pam Gregory and Anthony Quinn, and they're talking about it that way, and they're talking about the financial shift. We've all seen it, because that's going to go on in our world. And I said also that I was putting in money and relationships into this program, because I know that's what we're going to be dealing with. Now, when I can sit and say these things, it always seems a little unbelievable. And if you listen, you'll see that what you hear in this one recording, it was done a year ago. But we've seen all the events happen now. You can see messages that I wrote almost 3 years ago now, and those events are occurring in our world. Nothing is going to be the same. You are not going to be the same, but you could be better. And all you have to do is just work at it. My program takes you through that day by day. That's what it is. This, last night I was sitting there trying to put together a little description so I could show you guys what the program does. And I'm just putting topics of what I moved through, what I dealt with. Your insecurity, jealousy, not enoughness, all of those things. It's all mental. That's the mindset that you develop after you go through my work. And so now I just know that I got to finish the entire year, because I have so much material, and we need to up-level our world. That's why we're having wars. That's why we're having fighting and division and all of that. And I have something that could help our world. And it was so challenging to be able to say that, but I know it's true because I've seen it already work. I've seen it happen in the people in my program. And so that's what I'm doing. But I decided to do something else too, because I said that I was going to give, this to a few people. But what I'm doing now, those people that come in, you would just have the one payment, but it's going to be for the full year. But I'm extending the content that much more as well. And if you listen to the video with Pam Gregory, you'll see that she knew that she had to finish her stuff as well. When we know what's happening in our world, and we have this ability to help others, we have to do it. And for me, it was challenging, because I didn't want to tell you how I did this. I didn't want to tell you how I healed my life. I didn't want to tell you how I healed every condition that you can possibly imagine. I didn't want to do that because I thought, they're going to judge me. It's not going to be real. It's real. And everything we're going through now in our world, you're going to doubt and you're going to be questioning. Except if you work on who you are and start embodying yourself, you're going to move through this. You'll live in a different dimension and see things differently. And that's what my work does. It helps you move to this next dimension of your life. So I hope you come into it, but I'm going to extend it now for this year. But after the first of the year, just so you're really clear what I'm doing, because now that I got hit so much with you've got to do this now. What I'm going to do is extend it the year. And so in January, when it opens, it's going to be either you can pay for the full year or it'll be a monthly subscription. But those who come in now, you won't do that. You just have this one payment and that's it. And your life will be changed. Now, I can say that because I know that's what happened. There's nothing that you could possibly come up in your life that I haven't received, that I haven't channeled. And that was the thing that I started to write a little bit last night. But today was a little different. I'm doing a channeling session tomorrow, and I know that's when everything is going to be explained, why this is happening. But I just want you to understand, if you get in touch with who you are, you're going to have a great time. Your life is going to be wonderful. And if you do my work, you will have that wonderful, extraordinary life. All right. See you guys soon.